Hello everybody, this is Tandra and I'm here with a finished product. It is a folder made out of a single piece of paper, so the single paper folder. It seems to be quite a popular little project to do. I know quite a few people have done it, and I've watched a few of them quite a while ago, but I have recently watched Martha Manigross from Shabby Craft Studio, and I'm following her version that she recently did. Martha mentions everybody else, and she has got links to the other people who she followed or took as inspiration, and so I only link to Martha's version and not to everybody else. I'm a little bit under time pressure, so much to do. And I think the original lady who done it was G. Kerr, I think. But you might find many other people as well, and if you do one, please share it with us as well. So in the following video, look, I'm all dirty, I just finished it. In the following video, I show you how I made mine from scratch to the decoration. The decoration I did offline, but I show you the process to the finished one sheet folder. So I started with making the paper myself. This was a mixed media paper I did long time ago, being inspired crafting with Gail Agostinelli. And following to that, I made other papers that I then used as the background or the backing of my front page. And then this is the decoration I put on my front cover. This is a piece of the baby wipes, the wet ones that you use to clean up. And I stitched it with seed stitches in various colors. I also crocheted here a line to blend it in then with this very pretty lace. The back has one of the pockets, and it makes itself a pocket. And this pocket is my card, so kind of the signature of my item here, and these are my details here. So, and if we open it up, we've got this first half. This is the first half of the big sheet. Then this is the second half of the big sheet. And this then is the quarter. And as you will see, I even halved my quarter because I used that newspaper as the original big one sheet that I cut up. So I had fairly big pieces of halves and quarters, so I even made 8. I think I even went down to make 1/16. You will see it in the movie that follows. So I had this second piece of paper. You see how I make that, and that's the inside lining, and then here that's still the original first sheet. And also the pockets are from my line. Now I made a third piece of paper, and the third piece of paper I used to make pockets and tags that go into the tuck. And on this side too, there is a tag that goes into the side tuck. Here I have piece of paper so you can journal on. It's for journaling purposes, and I had dyed this a while ago. And it folds up like this. And it lives here in this pocket. This tag also has backing, and you can journal on it. This tag, of course, also has lining on the back, and you can journal on it. And the centerpiece is also a little pocket down here, and here is a little journaling booklet. Very small only, it's for a small project to write. I decorated it with various bits and pieces, stamping, laces, drawings, stamping, and the roses that I used are from a digital kit. It is called Vintage Postcards, and it is by Pretty Craft Studio. I will link that link. I will type that link into the description down below. So this is my single page folder. Folding in. I used a fairly dark color here to start with. It already reminds me a bit of Halloween, because I have mentioned that word Halloween already, like I think 2 videos ago, and since then these darkish colors seem to creep up into my work, because I'm a big fan of Halloween. A bit different, you know, you will, if you follow me, you will see. Anyway, enjoy the video. I have here a few papers I made following Gail Agostinelli's tutorial, or play with her, follow craft with her, on the jelly plate, the mixed media papers she makes. And she was using newspapers in one of her journals, and I just really loved the newspaper finish, so I made a few on newspaper. Some I made on that newspaper but with no print, you know, that end roll that I sometimes use. Some I already glued on a backing because it is a bit flimsy and it buckles the newspaper thinness of the paper. And here I have one. I thought this could really work today. I'm at one of my table here. This is just inside my studio, and the sun is just coming here through the door. There's another table I use to work sometimes when I need sun in the winter. I think I would like to use this to make this single paper pocket. I will check whether you can see the colors properly or whether there's too much light on it. And I want to back it because again it's this very thin newspaper, so it needs to be backed a little bit. And I'm gonna pick some of the colors here, and then I will paint a backing paper for this to glue it on. While I'm at it showing you where I work, this is my veranda table. It's very early in the morning. It is 20 to 8, just past 7:30. So that's why the sun is full on here. Usually I work a bit later, so I have less shadows. But I'm just so in the mood to do this. So I set up my camera now. on this very flimsy setup that it works. And see whether I'm in focus with my big book. Sort of, takes a lot of space. So what I want to do now is pick up the colors that I have here and here and fill these 2 pages. I got here my tin with some acrylics that I have. I think it's these colors that are used in that range here. I don't know where the blue came from, so we see. Anyway, I show you then how I mix the colors. Okay, I got here my palette. This color, this color, this color, this color, and a bit of brown. I don't know, I start with the light color. I already started messing around here a bit, and I apply it with the baby wipes. I think I need water here, so I spritz a bit into my colors here. See what that makes. Yeah, that's a little bit better. I just roughly mix here a bit, put a bit more water on my Teflon thing here. Mix them too a bit. See, it buckles. Water makes the paper buckle, of course. Now I do this side as well. See, the sun's rising above the roof of my veranda here, so we soon will have the sun gone. In here anyway. It's gonna be a beautiful day, they say. No wind, no gusts of wind today, according to my weather forecast online. So I think that's enough for these colors, maybe later again. And I try to get a bit that brown in here now. Take another part. I have a whole packet of baby wipes here, so I take the new one. It's not quite that dark shade, but it's good because I do want to have the contrast to that heavy color there. So the light colored contrast will be good. I let this dry now and then we see further whether I want to put some light accents on it again. Getting a bit warmer. Not that it is very cold. But I want to go to my next step, and I got this gorgeous stencil here, and I just try my luck with getting some of the lines, but not too hard I also got white on my palette this time. Acrylic is a touch difficult to use because it might bleed underneath the stencil, so I have to be careful. And I got a bit of blue here and there. You know what? I make that white a bit thicker. I actually found some paste, stenciling paste. It's just the same colors. You can even see the color shades. And I just added baby powder to it. Have to be a little bit careful because my first one I took too much, so I have to dab it off a little bit on the side, and when it's nice, just a little bit of color on the wet cloth, I apply it here. That works good. Take a bit more of the lilac, and it definitely doesn't have to be perfect. Just give it some lines. Take a bit of the lighter color, the more salmon pinkish one. Yes, I like it. More of the lilac. Yoo-hoo! How gorgeous is that? Today our electricity is gonna be cut off. So it is 8 o'clock now. So in probably an hour's time they're gonna switch it off for repair purposes, maintenance or something. And we will have no electricity, so I thought it's gonna be a great day for shopping. But then this is also good. I just have to go and charge the batteries. All my devices need to be charged. And then I give it a break. It has to dry. Meanwhile, I might go get a bit of shopping done. Yes. Well, quite a few days passed since I last was here working on my project. The light is a little bit more diffused, so it's not that early anymore, it's 10 o'clock. And maybe you see the colors even better than the last times, the colors that I use. And then I did go shopping, because suddenly I wanted to have gold ink. So I did go on a very big journey to find the gold ink. And I just, mucked a little bit around where I had the stenciling for this page. This page I'm gonna leave as it is. I just love it, just like it as it is. And this is the backing of this page. So out of this page, or this page, I will use as the single page folder where I will then cut out the bits and pieces. And this one is not quite ready as it is. I'm gonna do some more stenciling on it and other things maybe. And this piece then I will use to cut pockets or tags or cards, just something. And then I also have tried my wet ones, you know, these cloth, and they quite look very yummy as well, so I might use them as well to accent the ephemera a little bit. So this far for the moment, and I will take it on now a bit further. Maybe I do some stamping on this one or something, and then I show you and we shall start with the project. Here is the one that I added some stamping on it, but I will keep stamping or putting focal points just depending on how a tag works out or something. So that's just the base background. And then I have here my single paper folder to come out of. So this is the backing that I put on, and I glued the newspaper on it. I did that with a watered down PVA, because PVA really is quite a thick medium and it easily can be watered down, and then I just brushed it onto the thicker part of the paper, and then I very carefully stretched it and worked in, you know, the bubbles, just very carefully, gently worked in until it was nice and smooth on both sides. And it does take actually quite a while to dry, because, you know, the colorings and the glue made the paper quite wet. And so just very gently I put it between newspapers and put it underneath something heavy, so the newspapers serve to absorb some of the moisture, because, you know, underneath this the moisture can't dry out. And then when it was not so wet anymore, you know, like not totally dry either, I took it out and fresh newspaper, and then I put books on it to really flatten it out. And now for my single piece of paper, I'm gonna cut it to the newspaper size. So I don't measure, I don't worry how big it is, because we're just gonna half and half. And to do that, I just take my big ruler here and a Stanley knife, preferably a sharp new blade in the front. You know how with the Stanley knife you can get this back part off, and it is actually the cutter. I might demonstrate that if I can get it out. And here this end bit, see how it comes out? This end bit here is usually meant to cut it off. So there are little lines, little grooves of segments, so you make sure this edge here is already in the new segment, and then you put the old segment here in, and it just reaches to that groove. And then you have to be very brave, squint your eyes and just break it off, and there you got the nice new sharp. So that's the piece of paper I'm gonna work with. So first we fold it in half first, somehow that helps. Oh, the jasmine smells so good. Just a waft came on a zephyr. It flew past my nose. So do I want this on top or this on top? This is the outside, this is the inside. Is this inside? This is outside. Is this outside? I like this outside. Okay, decision made. So this is inside. Then we're gonna cut this in half again. Line it up as good as possible. You know, these colors are just so good. It's just a pleasure when something had worked out. So that's the top half, that's the half of the top half. So I put that a little bit aside here. So this half of the lower half, the quarter, is gonna get halved again. So the half of the quarter, which probably is 2/8, but it's easier to think of 2 halves of the quarter. Better line it up, makes it nice. So we got the 2/8, and who says I cannot make 2/16 out of this? Why not? I hope I don't muck everything up, but that's how it goes. Improvise. Improvise. That's how the dice fell. Okay, I guess these are 2/16 now. I don't know. Anyway, fold the big one, maybe the big piece, in half. So you got here the first half, then that lower half in half again, and then this bit in half again, and then this bit here I halved again. So what I think I will do, we have this as the outside, and then this like this, extending here. This bit I would like to extend here, one way or another, and then these little ones I shall see. Maybe they come as pockets in here or pockets out here. And then this one has to be, you know, so it doesn't reach totally to the center. So like this, and then when you open it up, you got the 2 pockets there, or the 2 pockets here. I shall contemplate on that, and then I shall be back. This will sit like this. And then we also want to glue this side down. that's it for this pocket. Oh, what is it, a corner tag? No baby wet ones here with me. So it's smearing all onto myself. And here we just want to have a side pocket in the back. I remember, always look ahead of your, where you're gluing. Oh, I have to practice that. That sounds very difficult. I shall practice with the next one. I remember that's Martha who taught us that trick. If you want to make a straight line, the nozzle follows your eye and your eye is always ahead. Now here, what will I have? We'll have it like this, and then a side pocket here. So we're also gonna fold it over here. So this is just splurting around, plenty of glue, so it will hold. Oh well, I didn't fold it very precisely. I try to correct. Of course I shall try to correct a little bit. It improved a little bit, yeah. Oh, it's just good now, actually. And then this opens up. Stick. Put an animal over it. And then this is again a side pocket. So let's see whether I can look ahead. Oh, she's right. Look at that line. Oh my goodness. Gee. That was an eye-opener. Okay. So this is not holding yet. It's because we had so much paint here. Maybe I even have to get out the heavier glue, the Tarzan glue, the grip. But we shall see. Anyway, if it should work, so this would be my single paper folder. Opens like this, then opens like this, and opens like this. And here is a pocket, and here is a tag. I think it's called a tag. Is it all in focus? Yes, it is. So I would be glad if somebody could tell me the difference between a tag and a tack. Okay, and so this is finished, one part, and now it's up to decorating now, which I shall do offline, and if time permits, I should have that by tomorrow or next day, or a big day tomorrow. And I will show you the front, the decorated single paper folder in the beginning, in the intro. Okay, thank you very much for watching my YouTube. Thank you very much for showing interest, and I would like to thank a few people are so supportive. Thank you so very much, and I wish you all well, all the best. Take still very, very carefully care of yourself, and happy crafting. Enjoy, just go ahead and do it and enjoy yourself and show us what you do. Thank you very much. Bye for now. And by the way, after you watched my video now, you don't need to tell me what is the difference between a tag and a tag. I know there is nothing like a tag, and I figured out these are tags and these are tags. I think I'm correct. Otherwise, please do correct me. Bye now.